our first speaker. Had the fortune of seeing James speak at, I think, 3 out of the past 4 events that I've been to. He is the utmost expert on AI. Obviously, we're in a rapidly evolving landscape with AI, and it's a lot to keep up with. Sometimes it can feel like learning a second language, and sometimes it feels like we're just scratching the surface and trying to kind of figure out what's what. So James, you can't hear me in the back? No? Is that a little bit better? Okay, thank you for letting me know. James is out of the Philly, Jersey area. He came all this way here to talk to you about AI. What he is going to share is truly going to blow your mind. And don't hesitate to ask him questions after. If you catch him in the lobby, get out your pens and get ready to learn a little bit about AI. And please join me on stage.
What's up, you guys? You have a clicker? I'm the first thing up here, so clearly I can see y'all, right? The room is small, so the energy is very weird in here, right? So you guys have to loosen the hell up. Is that cool? There we go. We can get past the goofy shit real quick, right? There we go. Are we good? For my slides? I see him here.
Here.
No worries, I see him here.
If you hit it again, it should.
Oh, it's not. They're right here. I was about to smack the TV. Remember that? Pop that right here. Yeah. Which one I'm doing? There you go. While they work on that, what I'm going to try and do today is really give you guys, help you guys differentiate the different types of AI. Unfortunately, AI is not like a monolith. I'm not going to stand on the stage, so y'all might get used to seeing me down here. If we need to stand up, we can do that, right? But I want to differentiate the different types of AI for you guys. But as agents, this mic is give me some feedback. Is that cool? Okay, good. No, that's cool. That way I know where I need to know my parameters where I can walk at. If I can't walk too far, I'll stay where I'm at. Okay. There we go. All right, so what I'm going to do is give you guys just some parameters of how AI is, to help you guys differentiate the different types of AI. Here's what I need you guys to understand. This is where we are. Agentic is a word you guys need to be very, very familiar with. Agentic is all about AI workflows, right? I'm not talking about ChatGPT. I'm not talking about just the typical chat concept, but you guys need to understand how to put systems together. Just for context, I have been with you, I sold real estate effectively for 3 years. I sold for 4 years, but 3 years I made money. First year was like 3 people in the midget. It was horrible, right? My second year is when things progress. But my point of helping you guys understand that is I understand how you guys view this industry, and unfortunately, you guys view this industry as cash flow. I'm talking to you guys as building a business. Does that make sense? Right? That's when we have appreciating assets and transferable assets. We have something outside of cool stories. Yeah? We'll get there. I got you. I'm the first thing up here, so I can understand you guys are looking at me crazy, right? I think we got a small delay here with the slides.
So the clicker does not work for that screen. It only works for
Oh, these?
Yes.
Oh, there we go. Oh, so I can't see this shit anyway. So there we go. So if you guys want to stay connected to me, if you want to stay connected to me, here's my Instagram. Here's the buy-in for you guys. Go to the Instagram, hold it. If you find no value in here, don't follow me. Right? The point of what I'm trying to make to you guys is you guys need to connect to people that are practitioners, not people that just talk cool. Right? A lot of people regurgitate information. Unfortunately, this is why a lot of our industry is confused. We don't have a clear understanding of what AI is and how to effectively use it. By the raise of hands, how many of you guys are using ChatGPT? I'm gonna help you shut that shit down today. ASAP. Right? So this is my Instagram. Let's get into it, you guys. You want it to stream? It's okay. It's okay. We get it. We get it there.
It's still early.
No, it's still early. Clearly, I gotta come on the stage. I can't. I think that's like the reach. I want you guys to understand that it's still early when it comes to AI. Right now, here's the parameter I want you guys to catch. It's really interesting. See this? We got a pointer. Do we?
Yeah, there's a laser on there.
Gee, I don't see the laser. Kobe, you set me up. It's like a comedy show, the first thing in the morning. I see this gray area, all this gray area are people that have never touched anything in reference to AI. The green area, right, is the percentage of what people have used. So over 85% of the world have never done anything when it pertains to AI at all. Nothing. Haven't touched it, haven't used it, haven't, asked the joke, ain't do shit, right? But 0.3%, right? 0.3%. This number right here are the people that's actually paying for something, right? That means the $20, not in no pro version, just the basic sense of AI, right? They're using like the chatbot, which is what all you guys are using. Anytime you hear ChatGPT, the chat on ChatGPT is direct. Most of what ChatGPT is just chat, right? But here's what's interesting, right? There we go. See this? 0.04%. Anybody use any type of building software like, and I'm just going to use it, like Lovable, anything like that? Yeah? 3 people. You guys are in the 1% of the world that's actually being effective when it comes to AI. Man, that's some shit, right? All you guys raise your hand with ChatGPT, and when I talked about something that helps you build software or build something that's practical for your business, none of you guys raise your hand. Very interesting, right? But this is the world you guys are looking at. My point of showing you guys this is you guys are super early when it comes to this stuff, right? Now, this here is a unique number I want you guys to hold on to. Remember I said I understand this industry? I understand you guys are making money. And most of you guys use this industry as cash flow. Very few of you guys have businesses. You ain't got to raise your hands on that. I know that. I know for a fact. Because if you stop selling real estate, you will be broke by the end of this year. Absolute fact. You have to sell. Here's the unique thing about this industry. This industry is giving us total agency and autonomy to build the business we want. This number of 12% of businesses in the world are actually using AI effectively. That means they're building things inside, not just chatting and copying and pasting stuff, they're using it. I said what I said earlier because I need you guys to understand is there's a scripture that talks about a good man has enough wealth set aside for his children's children. That is legacy. That is money. When you're building a business, the undertone of being an entrepreneur is legacy. Do not dismiss that. You guys have to have something that's either transferable or that appreciate. You have to have a business. Make the money. But the cash flow is not the business only. 12%, right? Here's what I want you guys to catch really quickly now, right? The diffusion of innovation. The diffusion of innovation shows how technology, or how people actually use technology early in stages. The innovators and early adapters have almost 100% success rate of succeeding when they're using technology early. Imagine if you used Instagram or Facebook when it first, in its inception, where you would be at. We are still in the early ages of AI. Because you guys are still saying AI and have to learn how to differentiate it yet. So this is how we know where we are. Right? 12% of businesses, those are big businesses that are using it. You guys have almost 100% success rate when you understand how to effectively use it. So here today, I'm going to help you guys, the techniques and strategies and things you guys need to be fully aware of, even if it feels unfamiliar. That is the rule today. A lot of stuff I'm going to say is going to feel unfamiliar or be unfamiliar, but it is not hard. I need you guys to shift the paradigm. It is not hard, it is unfamiliar. Can we accept that?
Yes.
There we go. Let's go. Right. I'm going to give you guys six protocols that we build in our business. In my business, we build everything in 6 protocols. Nothing leaves the protocols because the protocols helps us build out the guides. The guides helps us build out the understanding. The understanding ties into the tools, and the tools are connected to one system. 6 protocols, 4 tools, 1 system. That is the business. It doesn't matter what new comes out. Whatever new comes out is irrelevant if it is not connected to the protocols. These for you guys, will be SOPs, right? Processes for your businesses. You need to take the guides and turn those processes into protocols. This is what your AI systems need when we talk about Agentic. Very first protocol is what you guys are all using, large language models. Everybody's familiar with a large language model, yes? By raise your hands. Yes? Very good. All right. We'll have to explain that. But here's what I want you guys to catch. Here is, I'm giving you guys a lot of these to just take with you. This is going to give you guys access to what's considered to be code. This is Claude. Claude is one of the most powerful large language models that exist right now. I know some of you guys are like, well, I like ChatGPT and yeah, Claude. Let me give you some context. Maeve is built by the Pentagon. That's what they're using. inside the Pentagon right now. I assure you, the Pentagon can use Claude to blow some shit up. It can help you sell some houses. That's how powerful it is. Out of all the large language model systems that exist, the only one that's connected to this type of hardware is Claude. Stick with me, right? So if you guys want to understand or really get into that, this is going to be help you guys set up your Claude account. Now, MCPs. MCPs are tools you tie into the large language model. The large language model by itself is just the brain. You guys have to connect your CRMs, your emails, your calendar. Everything needs to flow through that large language model. Why? Because agentic workflows is nothing but AI systems. It is automation with reason. That's it, right? But when you give it protocols, it has understanding as well, right? So when you tie your large language model into an MCP, like your CRM, your email, your Google Drive, your calendar, your Slack, and any other software that you use, now you're building, now you're working with something. Here's the rule I want you guys to catch from today. If you have to copy and paste something, when you're doing it wrong. That is the rule you live by. What I'm forcing you to do is find the tool to connect to that large language model so you can use it effectively. We there? Yes? I can see you. Yes? There we go. All right? Here is a QR code. This particular QR code is going to give you guys access to what's called Zapier MCP. Not Zapier the automation, Zapier MCP. Model Context Protocols is what it is. The name is stupid, but the concept is amazing, right? When you guys hear MCPs, think of connectors, think of tying tools to a brain. Yes? Here we go. All right? The next protocol that you guys understand is called RAG, Retrieval-Augmented Generations. You guys have been hearing the terminology agents? No? Yes. AI agents, but I didn't raise your hands. Who heard the term AI? I didn't know where to go with this. There we go. All right. RAG agents, Retrieval-Augmented Generations. The unique thing about RAG agents are excellent at one thing. How many of you guys check your emails about 5, 6, 7 times a day? A RAG agent prevents that. At least, yeah, you're making more money doing that. That's the lowest dollar, that's a very low dollar productive behavior. You take a RAG agent, every low dollar productive behavior, you create a RAG agent for. The unique thing about RAG agents, not only does it work as a system, it has the ability to reason based off what it's doing. The unique thing about RAG agents, it's good at one thing, right? It doesn't imagine because it can't hallucinate because it's based off rules and parameters. The other thing about RAG agents, they can work in tandem with each other. So if you have one that's answering, the other one responding, and one distributing based off what you need, it can do that. I know that sounds complicated. Remember what I said earlier, right? This is what? Unfamiliar. Very unfamiliar right now. What you need to understand is if you're going to build a business or you are going to be selling real estate until you die. And a lot of you guys are already prepared to do that. This is why you guys are comfortable saying, I've been doing this for 30, 20 years. That shit is not cool. It's not cool. Right? I told you, I got you, right? I don't want you guys to see me as being harsh. What I'm doing is pushing you guys. The whole point of me being here is to push you guys into something different. You need to understand that growth and comfort cannot coexist. Yeah? Okay, let's go. Right? So here's RAG agents. If you guys want to learn more about RAG agents, there's a QR code. Inside Claude gives you guys a network of pre-built RAG agents if you guys want to start dealing with that. Right? I'm helping you guys get that ChatGPT bubble. I got you. The image is pretty cool, but the rest of ChatGPT is trash. This is for somebody that do this every day. Right? Right? Here we go. Let's keep it moving. Protocol number 4. You guys have to understand what looping agents are. Looping agents are what you guys have seen in the sense of your GPTs, projects, anything that you can repeat. Looping agents are used when you have a prompt that's performing really well. You take that and put that into a project. If you guys are using ChatGPT, you take that and put that into a GPT. You should not be copying and pasting prompts. We're not going to talk about prompts because this industry as a collective is all about context. You need to be able to communicate to the systems because you can. Right? But my point of saying with looping agents helps you guys build out those agents where you don't have to keep copying and pasting prompts. Now, the unique thing about this, and I'll pop on it and leave off of it, you guys need to learn what context windows are. Because this is why sometimes you guys are using different software and you feel like it doesn't understand. It actually forgot. Right? we can come back to it. Right? Unfortunately, I got to put you guys on the treadmill run. I know you guys looking at me like, yo, this is a lot. We're gonna keep moving, right? This shit, if this is bugging you, wait till we get to the next couple slides. Okay. Protocol 5. Do we have sound? Yes? No sound? Okay, I'll skip past that one. All right, we'll stay here. Multiple agent systems. MAS. MAS is where advertising is. I'll just show you this really quickly. Unfortunately, we don't have sound, but maybe we need some type of movement. We'll see, right? But the future of advertising inside of MAS agents, using multiple agents inside of one system, almost like a wireframe. This is where advertising comes from. This is where advertising is going, especially when it comes to UGC. You want to showcase property, you want to showcase a house, you want to showcase open houses, anything in that reference, and you don't want to be on camera, or you create a clone. This is the software that helps you do things like this, right? Now, really quickly, we take a subject. She never existed, just for context. Never existed. We take her, we create her. We give her an environment. We take that environment, we show you just the process. So we go from who she is, what we need her to do, the environment we need her to be in, what software we want to use, what large language model we want to use, right? Whatever designs we want to connect it to, there are a lot. This is why you want to have a MAS agent or some type of system that has it all in one place. Using one generative AI software is not enough. That's the difference, right? Then we give it motion. We take that, and if we could hear it, she would be talking to us right now. Unfortunately, we don't have any sound. So it was a joke in there, but you kind of see how that works, right? But you guys are like, okay, if you understand your community, you understand the dynamics of your community, you can create any type of avatar caricature to fit that. Are we there? Your market updates, your community updates, your community reviews. You guys can be pumping out content every day, all day. The unique thing about a MAS agent, let's just say in theory, this worked, and we like this, and this performed well. We add about 50 more of these and hit go. Now we have 50 other assets in a matter of minutes. Instead of hiring a graphic artist, this here saved our company about a little over $8,000 a month from graphic artists from having this capability. Okay. This is where you guys can get that software. I'm going to give you all this stuff. So you guys are sitting here waiting for me to like, pull your phones out, take pictures of this shit, right? It's not about using it, it's about knowing, right? This is where we fail in our industry because we sit in a space of not knowing. I'm going to give it all to you, and remember the rule. It's not hard, it is just unfamiliar. You can't break none of this shit. Everything, when you use it, it goes back to default. Yeah? Cool. Right? Voice agents. Here's if you guys want to get voice agents. You guys want to make calls really quickly, calls come in. This is what you want to use here. I can't demo this because the Wi-Fi here is trash. I might be the most honest thing y'all hear today, you guys. I'm from Harlem. That shit don't change till we hear it, so understand that, right? All right, final protocol. Agentic workflows. This is exactly what you need for your business. This is the system. This is the structure. Here's what I want you guys to understand. When it comes to agentic workflows, right, this is a unique chart I want you guys to catch. In 2026, and where we are today, agentic workflows is almost a $10 billion industry, right? The projection of agentic workflows, which you have access to in the next 6-7 years, is going to be almost a $250 billion industry. Just understanding how to create AI systems puts you guys in this space. The unique part about this space is this skill is transferable. Y'all ain't hearing me. The skill is transferable. People pay me anywhere between $8,000 to $12,000 to build this out. I have access, you have access to the exact same tools I have. Transferable, you guys. This is what an agentic workflow will look like, which is showing you the wireframe. This is what's happening in the background, just visuals. But if you guys want to play around with this, here's two to play with. Here's the interesting part about this one. Anybody have a Google business account? Y'all raise your hands. This first, you're already paying for it. Second one, play around with it. Got it? You guys got your phones out. There you go. If y'all taking pictures of it, you ain't gonna do shit with it. Just gonna sit there, just scan it and upload it. All right, we close here. These are the protocols we use in my business. Here is the process. What we do in my business and what you guys need to understand, you guys be incorporated into your business. The protocols are simple. Localized intelligence, your large language model. Whatever large language model you're using, it needs to contextually understand who you are, right? Not just write an email, not just send a text. It needs to understand who you are and your business and everything that's going on. I don't have time for questions, you guys. Oh, you trying to flag somebody. I think you raise your hand. Do your thing. Your geographic database. This is where you get all your Expired, your FISBOs, your CRM. That's where we connect to you, right? We need to be getting listings. We get listings, buyers are what? A byproduct. Here we go. Listing prospects. Someone needs to be calling. We need a voice agent. We need something in place to call and get in front of these people. All I need them to do is find out if the address and name is connected. You give me a list of 100, I need the 20 or 15 that are correct. Are we there? There we go. Follow up and top of mind. Now that we know who's correct, we need to follow up and stay top of mind our people that's already in front of us. That means not only should we be following up with the people from these lists that we're prospecting, but we need to be creating content on a steady basis. If you don't want to create content visually for yourself, I just showed you the software to do that. You guys need to be putting out content every day. I'm not going to stay on that, but content is how you guys are going to be able to stay top of mind, uniquely enough, right? But here's where it gets cool. After you guys put this in place, let's say you close a deal, right? And you work with an agent. Recruiting comes in not just by agents that don't know you, but agents that do know you. There are a lot of agents that might want to do business with you just because they like how you do business, but they haven't had the opportunity to say yes or no. Recruiting is in place through every deal. And then we scale and grow. Now we're creating something that is appreciating. Now we're creating something that's transferable. We're monitoring daily actions. We're tracking weekly wins, and we're hitting monthly milestones. If your month is messed up, that means you missed the week. If your week is off, you fix the day. Systems do this. We take all 6 of these protocols, we tie them into 5 tools. We tie them into that large language model, we give it a voice agent, we give it a task agent, I just gave you all that, right? We give it some type of interactive videos. The videos need to be able to communicate back and forth with whoever's engaging with them. I'll talk more about that later if we get a chance, right? And then we give it workflows. We need to give it a process. We need to give it the protocol. We tie all of that into one system. Now we have a business. Not only are you generating listings and staying on top of listings and closing deals, you're prepared for those buyers that come in. You're prepared for distribution to help you grow a team. You are forced to grow when you have an agentic workflow that understands the process of what you do and how you do business. I know none of you guys have this. You don't work with me, first of all. Well, I know that for a fact. And I'm not saying I'm the only one to do this. My point of saying this to you is, guys, you need to understand what agentic workflows are. And if you don't have this, you need to chase this. You need to figure out how to build out systems that actually, guys, get you guys into a place where you guys are actually growing your business. I'll leave you guys with this really quickly. There's a story that talks about David running from the cave, running from Ziklag. It says David ran from Ziklag and he ran into the cave of Adullam. When he got to the cave of Adullam, he found what would be considered to be like the leftovers, like the chip bricks, the bent nails. These men had no skills, they had no trades, they had debt, they were nothing. But they were inside a cave because they hid. David took these men and began to teach these men how to fight. When these men began to fight, they began to win. They won so much that Saul started to hear all the winning that they were doing. Saul decided, and somehow the men heard that Saul wanted to stone them. You know what these men did? They decided they wanted to stone David. Some trifling shit, right? They taught him how to fight, taught him how to give him a trade. But here's what David did. David decided to encourage himself. What I need you guys to understand, what David tapped into was proof. What I'm telling you guys to do is I'm not asking you guys or pushing you guys to look for motivation. I am telling you guys to find proof. If you can find proof, it validates that this stuff is obtainable. Everything I said today is not hard. It is unfamiliar. And until you guys make a decision to make this part of your business, you cannot run from the future. The future is still loaded, you guys. You can avoid it. You can act like you don't know. But I assure you, if you don't understand this stuff here, be prepared to send instructions with the invoice. Because it's going to cost. The decision I'm pushing you guys to make is learn and understand what some of this AI stuff is and take the decision to go after it because you cannot break it. Because it is not your dreams that's going to come true. It is the decision that do. My name is James. I am done.